Hello, this is Gideon Emery, a.k.a. Balthier from Final Fantasy XII, telling you you're listening to the Raw Dogs podcast. And from this leading man, may you be the leading man in your own lives. Tune in, enjoy, farewell.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Mega Manuary, the worst month of every year. Not only does January suck, but it's Mega Manuary Part 3.
I mean, it was good for 2 years.
It's been a steady downhill since the beginning. Hi everyone, I'm Brad. Welcome to Hair of the Dogcast. We're part of the Tokyo Beat Podcast Network, and check out all those other amazing shows. And this is Raw Dog 77, Mega Manuary Z/ZX/Why Do We Do These Things? Who else is here?
Man, it's on the docket. My name's Dylan. Well, frankly, is this closing it out, or are we going to do the? Battle Network?
Battle Network is in a separate timeline. It's an alternate timeline, so
Sure,
we could.
Excuses.
Legends is actually next.
Oh, okay. Well, how are we going to play that?
There's a thing called emulators that exist on computers.
That we don't condone or use.
No. In fact, I beat up some nerds that were using emulators the other day.
Good for you, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name's Dylan. I'm here to talk about these very confusing Game Boy Advance DS games.
And who else is here?
And I am Tyler. And I have not played any of these games, which sometimes is my favorite thing to do when being on these episodes, because I feel like I'm taking a community college class about an obscure game that I've never played.
I think you're going to be like pretty confused.
Well, I think this is going to go, it's either going to go one or two ways. It's going to be like Castlevania, where that was a long month, but I enjoyed it all the way through. And
Truly.
I played a lot of those games after, and I enjoyed them.
Sure. I actually... 4 days of Castlevania, and I'm like, that's good. That was a good amount. I'm still okay, and I still love Castlevania. Sometimes you don't come out the other end the same way.
It's interesting to see how I'm going to come out the other end of this one.
So speaking of coming out of the other end,
Nice.
Farts.
Tyler, what is your knowledge on Mega Man Z and ZX?
All right, this is going to be, I can sum this up pretty quick. I had one game on the Game Boy Advance. Don't know what it was.
But it was a Mega Man game.
It was a Mega Man game.
So I think it had to be Mega Man Z. Did they have
Could have been Battle Network.
Okay, could have been Battle Network. Was it an RPG or was it like classic Mega Man?
Classic Mega Man.
Okay, so it was probably Z. Z2,
It was on the Game
Z3.
Boy Advance, and I had the little spiral lighter, like light that would like you plugged in on the top.
yeah.
The worm light. You gotta love the worm light.
Yeah, so I could see in the car. And I was playing it on the way back from Michigan late one night when my
Sure.
dad was driving. Everybody was asleep, and all he could hear were the sound effects. Why he didn't have the radio up louder, probably didn't want to wake everybody else up. But I remember him distinctively turning around and saying, "Hey, can you shut that thing up?" And then I was like, "Yeah, Dad." And I turned the volume down. That's my only memory of Mega Man.
Okay.
It's like that person who's like in public transportation and they're playing music loudly from their phone. No one wants to hear your Mega Man Z sound effects.
Yeah. Also, like, I think it's kind of a power move, though, to be like FaceTiming in public. Have you ever noticed that? Like,
yeah.
a girl came into the bar yesterday and was FaceTiming the whole time she was ordering. I thought she was recording me for her daily vlog, or maybe she was some YouTuber. And I was like, I don't know why you're recording me. Like, ain't nothing special going on over here. I'm just pouring beer. But she was FaceTiming the whole time.
Well, I mean, if you're in a long distance relationship, that can be a way that you actually can spend time with somebody a little bit, as long as you're not talking louder than you would normally talk. If you're just like yelling at your phone, then I don't have as much of an issue with that. It's better than a Bluetooth just talking loudly, just staring off into the void.
I'm guilty of that at my job, but I have to be hands-free, and I got lots of business to take care of. And if I'm not available, I'm not making those calls back.
And none of the business is getting done then.
No, exactly.
So we have some delicious beers from our good friend Ryan. This is from Blue Owl Brewing. He sent us so much of these delicious sours. This is the Jubalberry. It's a sour cranberry ale with ginger and oats.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Yes. Ooh, very nice.
Very good.
Ooh, that's got a good, like...
And I've said it once. I've said
hits
it
the
1,000
middle real
times. This brewery does not miss.
Does not miss.
They don't miss.
That is phenomenal.
They have not had a bad beer yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to run these and put these in the freezer, get these a little colder.
That's
Dylan,
fine.
would you explain what you know about Mega Man Zero and ZX?
So this was the era of Capcom where they were just pushing out things pretty hard, by my understanding. They were really just a farm factory of video games. And Zero in the 90s had become one of the most popular characters that had ever graced the Mega Man canon.
Mega Man with a sword.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a cool beam sword. Everyone likes lightsabers. The special editions had just come out around that time, too. I imagine that was just a thing. And what I know about it is that they are very difficult and short side-scrollers with some RPG elements.
Okay.
They're fun, but they are insanely difficult.
And this brings up the classic debate. What makes... is difficulty a good thing in games? Is it warranted? Is it something that is adding to the game? Or is it needlessly difficult to say it's difficult?
So that first boss in Mega Man Zero
Okay.
is god-awful. You take maybe 3 chips of damage and you're done.
Yes. And these games will send you back to the beginning of the stage when you die. Very punishing. Lots of one-hit deaths. The bosses, they're not all well-designed or poorly designed. They don't have enough tells to let you know when you're going to get hit.
Yeah.
I beat all 4 Mega Man Zero games and both ZX games over Christmas break.
With save states.
Well, with the collection, they have 2 things that are nice. They have save assist, where they just sprinkle little like auto saves throughout the map. And even that, I didn't like enough. And then they have casual scenario, which if you're only there for the story, and let me tell you guys, I was only there for the story.
This might as well be a lore episode.
It'll be a little bit of a lot of things, but essentially, you have all the power-ups that you collect throughout the game at the beginning, and you can even just fall into pits and they just pick you back up like a Mario Kart, like a Lakitu, just like, all right, there
I
you
like that.
And it was the only way. These games made by Inti Creates,
Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that.
but a little refresher on the Mega Man lore, because I do have on my computer timeline from Mega Man 1 up through the end of ZX Advent now.
Okay,
that
so-
I personally created timeline.
So this is more for you, Tyler.
Okay, I'm ready.
Well, if you have forgotten, Zero was created by Dr. Wily as the ultimate weapon to stop Mega Man X.
That's why he's got a gun arm.
And this isn't even the same Blue Bomber from the original 10 games. Mega Man X was a different one.
Okay.
Created in his image. Zero was violently disobedient, so Wily sealed him away with another project, the Maverick virus. Zero is awakened and transfers this virus to Sigma. Dr. Kane is able to make Zero go good. Sigma and he swap viruses, which, okay.
Kinky.
Yeah, very hot.
It's so hot.
There are some great images online. Just go for it. Go. Don't be afraid.
Dive in.
Yeah. Blizzard Stragoff. Wow. What a library on there. They swap viruses, and Zero deals with a lot of evil inside of himself over the last 4 games of the Mega Man X series. A lot of them.
Oh, yeah, he's edgy.
But to protect himself in the world, he seals himself away to try and rid himself of evil and to protect the people, or to retire. It doesn't really say, but then the Elf Wars happened. Now, the Elf Wars we never see. Yeah, that's what I said. I said Elf Wars, Tyler.
Yeah. Okay. I was not expecting elves.
Yeah.
The elf,
That was the last thing I was expecting.
well, I mean, and why are they called elves? No good reason. These are not elves. They're not like a fantasy pointy-eared thing. These are computer programs, sentient computer programs that throughout the course of the game, they have purposes where you can use them. Like it'll save you from one instant death or like give you extra health. Every time you use them, you kill them. So you're essentially killing mass amounts of sentient computer programs.
Yeah.
All with funny names like Terry. And they're elves. Those are cyber elves. But
You slot them in.
so now we're into the history of the Zero games. In the early 2120s, so 100 years from now,
Coming up on that.
Dr. Weil was born around this time, before the events of Mega Man X3, of course, if you have been following the timeline.
Yeah, of course.
2160 is when Zero sealed himself up, and I'm already not caring. The Maverick virus within was still inside of Zero, and then a female scientist, CL's ancestor, we'll meet CL in a bit. Zero...
she does make 70% less.
Okay, glass ceiling.
okay, her and Dr. Weil were both studying Zero's body while Zero was asleep.
Ugh.
And they create the mother elf out of Zero's fucking consciousness or something. And so Zero had developed Sigma antibodies, and they wanted to use this to eradicate the Sigma virus because, as we all know, the Mavericks were still fighting the humans.
As we all know,
Yeah.
And the war just won't end.
Sigma's this guy. He's the guy in the shadows.
Yeah. Sigma was an acceptable villain for a while.
I mean, whatever.
He was there long enough. And
Yeah, that's him. It's the guy.
yes, so the
Kind of looks like the Crow, but bald.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with a better jawline.
a lot of other things happened. So Weil is a bad guy.
Oh.
And he steals Zero's body and uses it to create Omega. So there is a evil version of Zero's body out in the world now, and he wanted to combine the Mother Elf with Omega.
That would have been no good.
You following?
Yeah, that would have been real bad.
Go Pack Go! I'm excited for the game today.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
my! It's so funny. Like Tyler's just like, yeah, okay. It's like, yeah. Have you ever heard of like a 2-year-old try to explain a story?
Yeah. Okay.
And then he gets the virus back, and they try to make a bigger, cooler version.
And yeah, just some kid just
Yeah.
trying to keep one-upping a story and
Yeah.
just making it up.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I mean, what's there to hate? You mostly don't have to deal with it.
Well, Weil, it was Weil in Japan, but they didn't want to confuse it with the famous Weil character from the X series.
That's true.
Weil stole the Mother Elf, corrupted her with a curse that turned her into the Dark Elf. He created 2 clones of her, which are known as the Baby Elves. The most violent and bloody war of all time happened that killed 90% of Reploids and 60% of humans. Zero's body is destroyed, not completely. His soul, which is his Reploid DNA and AI, are transferred into a copy, while Dr. Weil uses his body to construct Omega. They fight the Elf Wars. Zero goes back to sleep, the Zero copy, and that, yeah. So Mega Man Zero is a game.
So are Reploids lizard people?
Reploids
Sometimes they're lizard robot people.
Okay.
Reploids are they're usually fun animal-themed anthropomorphic robots that
Like Animorphs.
kinda, yeah.
Wish.
Like imagine the most chill penguin possible.
Hold on, give me a second.
You mean
he's a
Chill Penguin?
robot.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Reploids,
I'm gonna look up Chill Penguin.
yeah. We've also got Grenade Man. No, wait, that's the first game series.
That's Mega Man X.
That's Mega Man
yeah.
X.
So like that's what a Chill Penguin looks like.
That's
Oh,
Chill
yeah.
Penguin. And he kind of slides at you.
He
Also known as the Lord of the Snowy Plains.
he doesn't look very chill though. He looks slightly annoyed.
He looks like a annoyed
With
penguin.
his powers. He makes you chill by literally stopping you in your track.
You see these 4 paragraphs describing Chill Penguin's biography?
Yeah.
I read this at some point in my life. I read all of these things. Infinity Maginian, great. You gotta love these characters.
Yeah, we've
Ride
got some good
Borsky,
ones.
actually kind of fun.
Ride Borsky's cool. Well, he's basically a transformer.
Essentially, a Reploid is a creature,
He's gonna be
a
lovely.
creature, or like a cultural design. It could be like a sphinx. It could be that plus like sort of a gimmick on top of it.
Usually their element.
This is
Something like related to like, so it's like, it could be like an improv, like what's an occupation? Doctor. And then it's like Dr. Pig.
And this doctor is a pig. Dr. Pig. Got it.
Exactly. And
we'll call him Ham HMO or something. Or
Ham HMO. That's the best you have.
That's what I got, dude. Just spitfire here, you know?
Truffle stethoscope. I don't know.
Dr. Baconator.
Dr. Baconator.
That's a good one.
Okay, that's perfect.
We're in. Or it's a boar who is part motorcycle, so he's ride boar.
What if he was Dr. Christopher Perry Bacon and he went by Chris P. Bacon?
Ooh.
Dr. Chris P. Bacon.
Now that is some early good Mega Man stuff. They kind of lose their way a little bit as we go on.
It turns out that you can only make so many ice-themed villains and enemies before you kind of drain the well.
Or freeze it.
Yeah, or freeze it.
So our beloved hero, Mega Man X, he fought the Elf Wars. He's the one helping create Neo Arcadia, the new civilization.
Yeah.
And at some point, he dies mysteriously. And CL, the female scientist, she says, this will destroy society. It's like if the president dies, it's like in the Santa Claus 2, when they replaced Tim Allen's Santa Claus with the robot Santa Claus. They just need to have someone in charge that looks and acts like them. And it turns out Copy X does not have the experience or the soul that the original X does.
It didn't work out for Tim Allen either.
No, famously. And hilariously, it didn't work out. I've heard Tim Allen only wanted to do that role because he had free reign to just yell at kids for like the whole movie.
Really?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He hates kids, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like him either.
Yeah.
Maybe I could be Santa Claus.
You're looking more like him every day.
Oh, yeah,
you're losing the weight a little bit, but you're getting the beard.
Yeah, I'm getting the beard. I mean, I can get the belly back. It's not hard. I just have to eat White Castle pizza pockets, which exist.
Which are a thing.
White Castle pizza pockets?
Yes.
He didn't stutter.
I didn't stutter. They make them.
I wasn't ready for that information.
And now he's leaving. He's packing up all of his things. Goodbye, Tyler.
Mega Man X, Copy X, I should say. Copy X, though, he's corrupt. And he starts there's an energy shortage, so he starts killing innocent Reploids we don't have the energy to provide for it. So he's just killing innocent people, and CL says, oh no.
Is that in Mega Man 01?
This is leading up to Mega Man 01.
Oh, okay. They don't really explain that.
So CL says, we need to bring Zero back. They're the only one that can help us. So that's where Mega Man 01 starts.
Okay.
Came out on the Game Boy Advance in Japan, April 26th in the year 2002. Came to America later that year.
Quick release. Well, not really.
Now, all 6 of these games we're talking about today were directed by Ryota Ito and Yoshinori Kawano. All of them same directors. Producer Keiji Inafune, all of them have the same producer and producers. There's other ones, but all developed by Intai Creates. And essentially, the vice president of that company, Yoshihisa Tsuda, wanted to create a Mega Man game and would go to game conventions and just corner Keiji Inafune and said, please let me make a Mega Man game. I want to make a Mega Man game. It's kind of like how we would go to conventions and just trap Frank Cifaldi at the bar and like, talk to us. And he's like, fine.
Just please.
Please hang out with us. We like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then they were given the opportunity to make this. That's all we're going to really need to talk about development-wise. It's the same team. They just keep making more games. Keiji Inafune did say, I want Zero to be the star of these games. So that's why we have Zero. And their idea was, we're just going to make a tough as shit Mega Man game.
Oh, well, that explains everything.
No, it doesn't. We haven't even talked about the 8 gentle judges yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna need more liquor.
Then there's not enough in the world. Yeah, so these games, they try and introduce like an open world aspect to it, where there's a central hub, and you can just go towards any stage you want, and then like you revisit the stages later on.
Yeah,
and then there'll be newer areas or things added to it. I think that these games are difficult.
Yeah.
But they don't think it's additive. I think that they're just punishingly difficult and expect you to master some weird systems.
They're obtusely difficult.
There is Twitch gameplay, and then there is I need to have memorized things and just do it multiple times.
And that's the part
like
I never
fun.
like. No, that I never like doing that.
I like when the bosses have telegraph patterns. Let's say Bloodborne,
Sure.
and you're learning about Maria of the Astral Clock Tower. You know what their moves, you know what they telegraph. You learn about it, and it's fun. I didn't enjoy that. No. Luckily, I didn't really have to fuck around with it that much either because I did casual scenario mode everything. But
baby. Just kidding.
No, I'm with you, man. I would not have.
I couldn't even beat like the first stage in regular. And I don't understand people who would want to. Who would choose to actually punish themselves in this way? Because it's not what are you trying to prove to anyone?
Now, okay. We have
at the bar and you're just like, hey,
I beat Mega Man Zero.
I played it raw.
Ladies, check out my Game Boy Advance.
Hey, this is my friend. He's single. He beat 0-4 without the casual scenario mode. Great.
There are some chicks who would probably really like that, but I think they're few and far between, and you might not be attracted to them.
And you might be. And there might be some strapping young lads that are like, holy shit, this guy fucks. And it might be a match made in heaven. Sparks Flew Emotions ran high. You beat Blizzard Stragoff without your EX skill.
Get on it, Tyler. We need that second ex-wife lined up.
Tyler got an S rating.
I did. Damn. All right. Well, this is what I've been missing. New year, new me. I'm gonna beat Mega Man.
Mega Man. I'd like the original NES games like Mega Man, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
5,
No,
those are great, and I really like what 9 and 10 did, and 11's great as well.
11 rules, yeah. But those were a product of their era. The arcade nature of it was kind of supposed to propel you through it because they only had so much content. That's all you could fit on an NES, and making people play through it again and again and figuring out how to do it best was the way to make it appealing.
NES game.
It's just an NES game, yeah.
Yep, it's not a long game, but it's difficult enough, and it's what you have, those games are great.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then they came up with the formula. It's the 8 bosses, unless you're counting Mega Man 1.
Yeah, odd.
Well, 6.
But those games are just such a good, solid statement, and they don't need to be anything. Most of the lore is a paragraph on the back of the box.
Yeah.
And it's Mega Man standing after Wily falls out of his robot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mega Man X comes out. That first game fucked hard. That game was great.
A lot of people, they say Mega Man X is their favorite game.
Like the soundtrack, the design, and it was that age when I was into, like robot people and electric guitars. It was the right time for me. And the X series was fun to play through last year because it was watching one perfect piece of art just slowly degrade and then try and enter 3D and just failing spectacularly.
Bungling.
And it's just amazing to see them try new things, and it just only is making it worse and worse every time. So I actually enjoyed going through that because it was interesting.
Enlightening, at least.
The Zero games, they're just the same thing most of the time. You're not learning. No. I mean, they're difficult enough. The story is this. I mean, and I don't think anyone's playing these for story.
Someone probably.
Someone was.
Someone somewhere.
Oh, Zero's got such a good story. Imagine you were carrying this virus and you wanted to save mankind so hard you just voluntarily put yourself in cryostasis. I'd cry.
There are people who've said things like that about movies and pop culture that have really just made me question my reality.
I'm just saying if Dixie Kong was a woman, I think she'd be hot.
I'm saying if she were real, she probably wouldn't really look like that. She'd probably look a little more human.
That makes it scarier.
No, I don't know. I think what changes with Mega Man Zero is that it's inherently supportable. It's portable. That's the separation between it and the rest of the franchise.
Yeah.
And they're meant to be played in like these bite-sized chunks.
No, they're not. They're meant to punish you in these stages.
Well, I mean,
I wish you could just get through part of it and save, but
well, it's putting it on the Game Boy Advance is such a. I mean, it was the only way this could probably get made.
that there was no room for 2D games at this point.
I know, unless you put it on that. So I don't even think it was like a necessity. I think it was a necessity. I don't think it was an actual choice they were actively making. Because the Game Boy Advance, the graphics look very good if you know what you're doing, but sometimes they get kind of cloudy and they use too many colors and then the characters kind of blend in. It's never been my favorite.
No, games that were like well made that just shine in the Game Boy Advance do happen, but I'm with you there.
This one's kind of a cloudy game. The first two are kind of.
I don't like the look of any of the Zero games.
Once
they get to the DS, they start popping really good, and they have anime cutscenes, which
rad.
They look great. Super sad to say, there's only English voice acting in ZX Advent, and nothing on the level of Grenade Man, unfortunately.
Oh man!
Do you know the magic of Grenade Man?
No.
We're gonna play that for you.
We'll play it on the break for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a single interconnected world. Stages are replayed and expanded upon. You have 3 lives to complete a mission, and some missions can be permanently failed multiple ways, because that's what you want. So they just say, I was reading a guide, and they're like, just quit out and reload. I'm like, I don't want to fucking quit out and reload just so my Mega Man Zero cannot have a failed mission. There are weapons. You have your Buster Shot, your Z-Saber, and then a triple rod and a shield boomerang, which I had never used. And you get elemental chips, blah, blah, blah. 3 kinds of cyber elves. You have your nurse, your animal, and your hacker.
Yeah.
But
Now, Tyler, what do you think? What do you think those ones do for you?
All right, the nurse, that's an easy one. I got that. Healing.
whoa, dude. Did you read the outline?
There, see, boom. I'm a gamer.
Animal?
All right, animal probably gives you some sort of strength boost.
Improves abilities.
All right,
Yeah,
boom. And what was the last one?
counts.
Hacker?
Hacker.
Makes your well, I wouldn't say makes your weapon stronger. See, with no knowledge of the game, I would say like probably helps you like decode and like if it was Fallout, you get like more tries on the computer thing when you try to guess the.
Oh, sweet summer child. This game is
password.
not that
But
complicated.
it's not that complicated. So
The hacker
the hacker gives you more life.
alters data. It can
Fuck.
give you more time if there's a time limit, can get rid of enemies, can weaken bosses, eliminate instant kills. But there is one.
I got a 66.
There is one cyber elf who was created in secret that would rule all other cyber elves.
the one from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
What's his name?
I don't know, Dewey,
The one super rare,
Durfiter.
the super rare special cyber elf named Jackson.
This is every time you say one of these elves' names, I just imagine Lord of the Rings, and instead of Legolas, it's just like, yeah, it's Steve.
But another cyber elf was created, Jackson.
Jackson.
In the fires of Mount Doom.
In the Fires of Mount Doom. Jackson makes you invincible, but first you must collect all other cyber elves, feed them to completion, level them up, and then get through the game without using any. So I
What's
don't
the
know.
point of that? What is the point of that?
You've already become invincible.
Because you
at
want
that
Jackson.
point.
Well, no, but
Yeah, because you don't need him at that point.
Yeah, it's kind
So
of
you-
like
wait,
a.
hold
It's
on.
like Final Fantasy 9, second playthrough, beat it in 9 hours, get Excalibur 2. It's like, now what? I have
Yeah.
a weapon that I'm not going to use. I'm already at the end of the
Yeah.
fucking game.
There's like no end game content.
so wait, you have to collect all the elves.
You actually did that?
No, fuck no.
Oh, okay.
I would never.
I was like, holy shit.
Let me get this straight. In order to get Jackson and become invincible, you have to get all the other elves and then would you
Not
say
use them.
Feed them to completion.
she'll level them up essentially,
Mm-hmm.
which it would be beneficial if you're going to use them.
But they're single use though as well.
Oh, okay, so that makes a little more sense. But then you don't use any of them.
No. And
That's- sounds-
then Jackson just descends from the heavens. He's like, I'm Jackson.
That's the most like disappointing part about this game was realizing that the elves get used up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're just sitting there killing these sentient AI programs named Theo. And sorry,
Yo!
sorry, Theo, you're dead now. You get ranking in the game. If you beat a boss all the way in rank A or S, you unlock a special attack and EX skill.
Yeah.
Okay, there are 8. I'll just read the bosses' names. We don't have to talk anything about them. There is no good lore. I looked.
We just love the names.
At most, it would be like, this one didn't like that one because one of them was like a bird and the other one was like a snake or something.
My name is Gregory and I'm a rabbit.
Fuck you, Gregory.
Oh.
I'm a dog.
Bark, bark.
We have Aztec Falcon, Mana Gana Sheriff, Hittite Hadaid, Anubis Necromancis III.
That's absurd.
That's awesome.
That's absurd.
That is my new name.
Anubis Necromancis III?
Yes.
Okay. What's crazy is
It's like it's got a history, man.
Yeah, because there was 2 motherfuckers before him.
Think of the lore implications.
Think about what my father was up to. We could make a whole spin-off off of that.
And my father's father.
Well,
Because I'm the third.
guys, and what's going on here is they actually think they're good guys. They think they're working for Mega Man X, and we're this resistance trying to take down the legendary hero.
Oh.
So these guys all think they're good. Blizzag Stagroff.
Did you have a seizure or what was that?
That was the pronunciation.
Can we get that one more time?
Wait, I did say it wrong. Blizzag Stagroff.
How many fucking letters are in there?
A lot of Z's.
Enough.
Damn.
Hanu Machine.
Yeah.
Ashura Bazura.
Sure.
And Herculeus Ankertus.
Oh, he's a proper gentleman.
That guy wears a monocle. Right?
Oh, hello. Welcome to my library. Let's fight.
I've never had a relationship in my life.
I pay for everything in railroad bonds.
I am made out of an anchor.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I only took pictures for the Discord for a few bosses.
Oh my god.
Yep. I am Blizzak Stagroff, the best warrior of Leviathan. And I'm like, wow, that one's one of the dumbest names I've seen. And then there was Glacier Lecac Tank. Not a bad design. I mean,
yeah, I mean he looks like a portly king.
I prefer Glacier Lecac Tank. And then, yes, at the very end of 04, you actually fight you go into an Ouroboros. And I was like, I like that. I mean,
Yeah, railroads are cool.
but yeah, if you unlock hard mode when you beat the game, you unlock hard mode with Jackson. We talked about originally X was going to be the real villain. They realized that probably wouldn't be good the last month of development before it came out, and they changed it to Copy X instead of the real X.
That's more interesting to make the hero the villain.
They backed out. They didn't have the balls to do it.
Coward.
Yeah.
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 That one coward.
So maybe this is a bad idea. Mega Man 02 happens.
Of course.
Okay, yeah.
Did you guys see that one coming?
No.
The main plot here of Mega Man 02, it's Operation Righteous Strike.
That sounds way too Nazi. That sounds really Nazi.
It's a little Nazi. Zero has been wandering the desert in disrepair after defeating Copy X.
Oh.
The 3 Guardians, minus Phantom, are now ruling. There are 4 Guardians who are all made, they're variations of X. They were made from his data, but Phantom is dead. He self-destructed to try and kill us. El Piso is leading the resistance now. Spoiler warning, El Piso's bad. He doesn't believe...
El Piso?
E-L-P-I-Z-O.
El Piso.
El Pizzo. He doesn't believe CL will succeed in creating an energy replacement to stop the war. And he thinks, instead, we need to destroy every fucking human. And so he unseals the Dark Elf, which was sealed in Yggdrasil. Because Yggdrasil is there.
Okay.
The giant tree.
The Dark Elf fuses with El Piso's body.
Oh.
Zero intervenes and stop him from using the power of the Dark Elf on the world. El Piso apologizes at the end, and the Dark Elf saves him and turns him into a Cyber Elf instead of dying. So now he's a Cyber Elf, which you can use one time to, like, because you don't want him. I don't know. Kill those fuckers.
I'm totally understanding what's going on.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think I'm following.
Elsewhere, Dr. Weil tells Omega it is time to wake up and that the Dark Elf has awoken. So, Dr. Weil, I didn't mention this in the deep lore explanation earlier. It was found out that he stole Zero's original body and made Omega. And to punish him, they sent Omega off in a spaceship, just like fuck off. And then Dr. Weil was put in a suit that continuously hurt him, but kept him alive. He's kind of like a Prometheus. Like, you'll be chained to a rock and your liver will be eaten nonstop. That's your punishment.
That's fun.
It's great. And so Mega Man Zero 2, it's the same game. Except now they realized that their open worldness was a little too much, and they reined it back and tried to make it like you choose stages now a little more.
Okay.
They kind of just are always taking their ideas and kind of pushing them back to the core idea a little more.
Pushing them back in the box.
And you have different forms. You can change your form, which is fine, but we don't need to talk about that. It's another Zero game. But there are 8 bosses. We have High Leg Urobuckle.
Famous soccer player from Scotland.
Yeah.
High Leg Urobuckle. That dude can kick a ball far, dude.
Dude, he's such
I cannot kick it high enough.
The name's Urobuckle, my father's name. And I am Anubis Necromantis III.
Complain, Scottish listeners. We want it.
We have Polar Camrus, Phoenix Magnian, Panther Flaclaws. I like that name. Kuagast Ankus.
Okay.
That's just gibberish.
That's I don't know. Burble Hercolot.
These are the most ridiculous.
Verbal Hercolot.
Hi, I'm Burble Hercolot. Fair Leviathan. I don't think I spelled that right. That can't just be Fair Leviathan.
I'm gonna give you a pass this time. I'm a nice fair guy.
Sage Harpuya.
And just Mike from Breaking Bad.
And Fighting Fafnir.
Fighting Fafnir.
There was some censorship in this game. Dark oil resembling blood was removed in the American versions.
We couldn't handle it.
I couldn't handle it.
And it was dark oil anyways. It's like, these are robots. They don't bleed.
Yeah, it's explicitly stated they're robots.
The words die, death, and kill were removed and changed with perish, destroy, or retire as well.
Why?
Well, I mean, when you're doing Operation Righteous Strike and you're trying to kill all the humans, you don't want to use the word kill, so we're going to retire them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Serial retirer, Jeffrey Dahmer.
My God.
Yeah, so Operation Righteous Strike. Do you guys have any questions about what's going on lore-wise? I can probably answer it if you do.
I think we were weaving a rich tapestry of not immediately made up shit that completely follows each other. It sounds like they didn't have a plan. Weird.
Yeah. I think you said it best. It is like a 2-year-old telling you the story.
It is literal shit I think I made up when I was 9.
Now, here's the twist. It was like 10 adult males in a room deciding the story.
That is the cringiest aspect of it, but there is like a subsect of like Japanese culture where this kind of cringe bad storytelling is just the ticket.
There is a wall of syllables and then like elements, and they're just throwing darts at it. All right, we got Burble Hercolot.
Have you guys...
Or it was just one
One
dude.
of these days, we're going to get into the lore behind Guilty Gear. And it's going to make you want to smash your eyes, I don't know, out of your head?
Maybe.
From the opposite side?
Maybe it'll be great.
It's actually pretty interesting, but...
We did a Kingdom Hearts episode. Nothing can be as bad as the Kingdom Hearts lore. Check out patreon.com/hairofthedogcast if you want access to it. But it's going up on one of the legendary episodes.
Make sure to take your Xanadil.
Xanadil. I don't remember all the things we said. But yes. This had multiplayer, Mega Man Zero 2. 2 cartridges and a link cable. You could do 3 different modes: time attack, enemy battle, and get item.
Ugh. Bare bones.
Bare bones, keep yourself busy shit.
Yeah.
Operation Righteous Strike was a failure. El Piso, while having good intentions, failed miserably.
And now he's he's an elf, right?
I don't think we ever hear from him again, but yes, he is a cyber elf.
He's a cyber elf.
He might become a biometal in ZX. I don't know. We don't have any confirmation. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, biometal. Tyler.
Okay.
Still following.
Jesus, read once in a while.
Mega Man. Mega Man 03 was released April 23rd, 2004 for the Game Boy Advance in Japan. Later that year in America. Development, it's the same guys. They just made the same game and they put a 3
put in a new game.
This is worse than Madden. What's happening here?
Oh my God, yeah.
Wait, they're like year in between each other, right?
Madden?
Yep, these are, yeah.
Well, Madden 2, right?
No,
So then,
Madden's
yeah.
every September or August.
No, I don't play those games.
I haven't in a minute.
It's the gameplay's the same.
I don't need CTE simulators.
The gameplay's the same. They do introduce satellite cyber elves, which you can equip for constant benefit, and they will not affect mission score.
Oh.
Secret discs are now scattered throughout the game that you can contain information and lore when you find them.
Because it's like 1,000 years in the future and we're still using discs.
Yep.
I know. I mean, they were hot shit at the time.
There's just like little record players sitting around everywhere.
When you go back to like Star Trek, like the first series, like they had a pad that they would like do stuff on, but it's like 5 times larger than an iPad we have now, and that's supposed to be in the future.
Yeah.
It always makes me laugh. I'm like, you guessed wrong.
But also, maybe in the future, that's what they want. Like, maybe pads just get bigger.
You think they're just trying to do like strength training because space doesn't have any gravity?
Wouldn't you want just like a giant iPad to do your art on?
No, that's really terrifying. It's called a Cintiq tablet. They exist.
We had one when I lived in Denver, and
Yeah.
it had the giant springs on the back that you had to like press in. You could break your fucking fingers.
Oh yeah, God.
Yeah,
yeah.
that
I mean,
spring-
it's basically the screen is the computer.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
the most. I moved across the country with that thing multiple times. And not only is it super expensive,
Yeah.
very finicky,
Yeah.
very fragile, super fragile.
Well, the kids in art school used to make fun of the people with Cintiqs because they were secretly jealous. But I mean, like they are like $3,000. So
They're cool,
iPads
though.
basically do all the things Cintiqs do now. So
Yeah.
they don't really exist anymore.
Or like a Wacom tablet. How do you feel about Wacom tablets?
I used one for a long time.
I think those are pretty cool.
Yeah, they're all right.
Your iPad seems better though.
You can enter cyberspace in this game.
Can you tell how intrigued we are? We had a full side conversation.
Resistance member Hirondell can open a portal to cyberspace.
Resistance of what?
We're still resisting Neo Arcadia.
Even though Mega Man's dead?
Well,
Isn't it a Muse album?
Copy X
Copy X.
was killed. And who was put in charge in 02? I forget. 03 though, I think Copy X is alive again. Copy X returned because Dr. Weil found him and put him in charge. There's a lot of mini games unlockable in this. They're all garbage. There's 7 mini games. Don't play them. They're garbage.
What are they, like match threes?
It's like shoot the enemies that fly in you and don't miss them.
Oh.
Or run, or like just jump at specific things that are flying and just don't get hit. It's the most bare bones mini games that are fine, but if you're good enough to get an S ranking on this game to unlock one of them, you're not going to have any joy out of playing a mini game designed for 5-year-olds.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the wrong thing, in my opinion.
So at this point, the pizza guy is angel or elf, and the Nazis lost, right? We're going into 3.
There's a pizza cyber elf. We don't hear about him again.
Okay.
Dr. Weil will be the main bad guy for the 0 series.
Dr. Weil?
Weil. W-E-I-L.
Wild.
No, Weil.
Weil. All right.
Yep, Dr. Weil uses DNA resurrection to create Copy X Mark II. CL solves the energy crisis with the SEAL system. A spaceship crashes and emits energy similar to a Dark Elf. 0 investigates. Omega is there. This is the point of the story when 0, it is revealed that 0 is not actually the 0 from the Mega Man X series, but a copy that downloaded the original X's or 0's soul. And 0's original body is Omega. And it's like identity, you lost who you are. And I really related to this story. It made me think about things.
Yeah. What part about it?
The SEAL system and energy crisis. I think it has a lot to say about America.
Brad thinks of himself as kind of an Elon Musk type, a real trailblazer.
Yeah, I'm a big steaming pile of human shit.
Come at us, Elon. We'll have you on the podcast.
We'd love to have you on the podcast.
Honestly, that'd be awesome.
We'd
What do
get
you want
a
to
lot
talk
of
about?
hits.
I would. Oh my god, I would just.
We could just talk
dog
about his
on him
Elden
the
Ring
whole
build
time.
and how stupid it is.
He has a bad one.
Yeah, we'll look at that. I need you to actually see it. It had like no healing items. It was pretty bad. I don't remember all of it that was on there. But
I mean, the man's just, as a fellow autistic person, I can say he's a really bad autist.
I think he's an asshole.
It's my word.
Well,
That's my little 2 cents.
Weil takes control of Neo Arcadia by fusing the Dark Elf with Omega. You defeat Omega. Weil survives, and he remains the ruler of Neo Arcadia. At the end of this are 8 bosses.
Is Neo Arcadia a country?
It's a country. It's a city. It's civilization as we know it.
It's just everything?
It's the humans and the good Reploids.
Okay.
They don't realize that they're the bad guys in this situation.
And the Reploids are the Animorphs.
They're like America, and then
That's how I got to keep straight in my brain.
Yeah, like the little Neo Resistance. Rachel's the
only
cute
books you ever read.
Rachel's the cute one. I still have all the Animorphs books up in that closet.
Just like it's Tyler is constantly like, it's just like him.
So Elpizo's kind of like the Yerks.
There you go.
Yeah, Omega's like the Hork-Bajir.
Wow, good pulls. I've read those books.
And I think
don't
Copy X
remember.
is kind of like David, who gets the power to be an Animorph, but he's a bad guy.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep, he gets like turned into a mouse and left on an island. Really shitty thing for those kids to do to someone.
Yeah.
My favorite Animorph is Joe
I liked Aximally.
from Little Women.
What are we talking about?
It's a bit I have where I keep confusing everything with Little Women now.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
I'm in my championship for fantasy football.
The only fantasy football we didn't want to know about is Final Fantasy football.
It's called Blitzball.
Yeah.
Blitzball, right?
I mean,
How
you're
do
right.
you know about it? You can't know. What?
Teach us how to blitz. Those stupid kids.
You played it?
We have.
That's my favorite Final Fantasy.
Oh, that's wrong, but you're all right.
It was.
It
my
can
first
be
one.
his. It can be his favorite. He's not wrong that it's his favorite.
I'm just saying.
Your
Maybe he
opinion
has
is
poor
invalid.
taste or hasn't
I
played
know.
some other ones.
I'm just gonna be cruel to Tyler the entire
I think
rest
it's
of the
one of
episode.
the. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasies.
It was my first one. Leave me alone.
We have up next from Blue All Brewing.
My balls are a weapon.
We have a pastry goza. This is a sour peach cobbler with peaches, milk sugar, salt, cinnamon, and vanilla. This sounds great as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Ryan.
Oh gosh.
Not my favorite.
I like it.
I think the cinnamon's throwing me off a little bit, and the vanilla. I want a stronger balance between them, and they kind of just are fading in the background too much.
Yeah, that one I think would be the bottom of the list, but it's still a solid sour.
I don't like peaches that much, and I think that's the issue here.
I love peaches. I'm sorry. I have a bigger mustache. and
Dylan
I-
just had a whole bunch of beer in his mustache when he came.
and I'm not used to having a large mustache, so now when I use like puh sounds, it will splatter everywhere. Yeah, my mistake. I actually really like this one. I think this is one of the better ones I've had. I think it's just personal taste.
Wrong. You're wrong.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, I'm happy being
Your opinion's wrong.
I'm happy being
Final
wrong.
Fantasy X sucks.
I always assume I'm wrong.
Final Fantasy X's a good game.
It's fine.
I don't know, it's kind of like Persona 5. It's taking what made the series great and make it really digestible for non-lovers of the,
Yeah, that's
the
true.
series.
Yeah.
The bosses for Mega Man 03.
This is my favorite part.
We have Blazin' Flizzard, Childra Inarabida, otherwise known as the Death Rabbit of Frostbite, Hellbat Schilt, Deathpan's Mantisk,
Ooh, a mantis. That's cool.
Cubit Foxtar, Glacier Lacactank, otherwise known as High Lord of the Super Ice Ball. So they did have, I checked out the works book, and they did have, some of them had like cool sub names.
You didn't buy that one though.
No. Voltiel Biblio, a librarian eel character, pretty cool.
That's actually kind
librarian?
of cool.
And
That's evocative.
Tratista Calvirian. But there are some returning bosses for a certain
Is that a horse?
Oh, give me an
I don't know. But
Anubis
there's
Necromancer the third.
returning bosses
Necromanto.
is Anubis Necromancis the Fifth, coming to get revenge for you killing the third.
He was a grandpa?
Well, it's a lady. It's a Necromancis.
Oh.
No, but he was that means the one that we fought was a grandpa.
Had children. Yes. They had children, and those children had children.
Yeah, so grandpa.
What a
Or
prestigious
grandma.
line.
I think these are all ladies.
Really?
They're necromancesses, not necromancers.
It's a bold move to name your daughter Junior or the third, though.
Yeah, it's great. I like it. I think it's only fair.
Blizzak Stagroth makes a return as well. You destroy Zero's body through Omega, and this brings an end to all the creations of Dr. Light and Wily in the series.
Wow.
So let's just have a moment to drink beer for that.
Except for his brain.
Oh, I forgot to mention, Mega Man X is actually in these games too as a spirit. He is not a cyber elf, but he just shows up as like a ghost. He's like, "Good job, Zero. Keep it up." And just disappears. And it's like, what the fuck was that thing?
Yeah. He's just force ghosting the entire time.
Mega Man 04 was released April 21st, 2005, like a year later. Same team. It introduced an easy mode in response to the criticism of the difficulty.
It only took them 4 times.
Yep.
Why would you ever start a video game series at like 4?
They had mini games. They sucked. They introduced a weather system, so they have like a hard version of a stage or an easy version of a stage or the regular one, depending on what the weather
What do you
select
slide
is.
around if it's too slick?
For some levels, or there's like more spike pits.
Sure.
We'll get to the fun stuff. The bosses.
Oh shit, it's spiky season out there.
For our bosses, we have Pegasolta Eclair,
Oh, whoa.
Soul Titanian, Fenry Luna Edge. I actually like that one.
That one's all right.
Popla Cocapetri.
I like that one.
Petrie. There we go.
Popla Cocapetri.
I'm going to name my daughter that.
Mino Magnus, which I think had the only interesting bit of lore I found, because I wrote, being interrupted while talking is one of his pet peeves.
Sure.
It's something.
I mean, it's relatable.
I can latch onto this. I know something about you, Mino.
Yeah.
Feels more human instantly.
Heat Genblum, Tech Kraken. That one just seems like they didn't really try too hard with Tech Kraken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Noble Mandrago. I put down it's roughly the 85th best-selling Game Boy Advance game. So that's good.
Hey, yeah.
The point of this game is Ragnarok. Dr. Weil's dictatorship, things happen. You defeat the warriors. There's another bad guy named Kraft. This is actually interesting. Kraft is a Reploid, and Nej is a female human, and you find out they have a relationship and are in love. This is the first time we've heard of a robot getting it on with a human in the series, so it's out there. Google it. There's a lot of great stuff if you're into those pictures.
Great stuff.
Great stuff. Real good artists out there.
Talented.
I want, you know how they have like Beyond Monet or like Beyond the artist?
Yeah, Beyond Da Vinci.
I want Beyond Rule 34.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'd love that.
You don't want no part of this,
You're standing in a giant room and it's just like everywhere.
It's just Ahegao faces everywhere.
Look, it's Anubis Necromancer the Fifth.
You just walk in, it's Shia LaBeouf sitting Indian style in the middle of the room. You're like, you're responsible for all of it?
I am Rule 34. Dr. Weil's raw hatred allows his soul to merge with the fragments of Ragnarok.
What's Ragnarok?
Where do they get off taking?
What's Ragnarok?
Where do they get
In this
off
game,
taking?
what is
Yeah,
Ragnarok?
like Nordic lore.
Okay, Operation Ragnarok.
Where did they get off? Literally, your favorite video game of last year borrowed everything from it.
I know, but that was established. This is coming out of left field.
Okay.
Operation Ragnarok seeks to destroy all nature outside of Neo Arcadia.
Oh, it's an operation. That's fine.
It's just essentially destroy everything outside of Neo Arcadia.
Even the trees?
Even the trees.
Oh, man.
It's gonna be bad for the
But this was actually just a diversion for him to create his new super weapon, the Ragnarok space station.
No.
You defeat Weil, but his soul's raw hatred allows him to fuse with the fragments of Ragnarok, and he creates a biometal, which are going to be the main plot point for the ZX games. And this is the end of Zero. Zero dies when Ragnarok crashes, but now we have peace. And I don't really have a lot more energy to talk about ZX or ZX Advent. They're DS games. That's it.
Okay. I mean, I played a little bit of them. I didn't understand what was going on. And I said, well, I'm not going to learn. I refuse to learn some things. And in my life, it's just become... I know so much about dumb shit. I don't need one more dumb shit thing to learn. Things that are so useless. I could have learned all of this. I could have put that in my head. Brad's the one who took that bullet.
It's something. I don't know why I do these things. It's
kind of like torturing yourself.
It's kind of funny to me.
It is funny,
and it's almost just the quest for content. If I can find something stupid that makes us laugh, it's worth my time.
Absolutely, you're right. Yeah.
But did I need to beat all 6 of these?
No.
There's something about me that just needs to complete tasks that I've started, and the fact that I've already got through all 8 Mega Man X games, I just feel like I have to. The cross is almost to Calgary. I'm at the 10th station, and there's 5 more stations until Jesus is properly crucified. Do I stop? Yeah, I'm comparing myself to Jesus playing Mega Man games.
Yeah.
Do I not beat Mega Man Legends? I'm gonna go there.
And I'm the guy with the Spear of Destiny.
And then the Book of Mormon is Mega Man Battle Network. I guess I don't know.
I put my head in this bag.
And yeah. And what if Dr. Wily was a computer program?
I mean, that's essentially what the Book of Mormon is. Sorry, Mormon listeners.
I'm not.
No.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
As long as you got,
you guys own like an entire state. You're fine.
You're doing good.
The Mormon religion
You're doing good.
officially welcomed homosexual people into the church, which is great.
So what?
They had to. They literally just had to, otherwise they would die. But
Yeah. So
good on you. Fuck you for a lot of other things, though. Good true crime last year, though. Wow.
most of their founders are complete unrepentant child molesters. So
the Sage Trinity is the supreme authority of the new civilization.
yeah.
Albert, Thomas, and Mikhail. A new law is created where Reploids must have lifespans. So you have mandatory lifespans for these robots, and all humans
Blade
must have
Runner.
mechanical parts integrated into them, thus blurring the difference between humans and Reploids. Everyone's just kind of
So
like
you have to be like either cyborgs or
a
robots
lifespan
with
robots.
This sounds... I'm just going to throw it out there. If this was the solution, this sounds like a horrible idea.
I mean,
It's not a good solution.
I don't think it's going to work.
if you hate someone for being something, then you have to become part of that. I can see the logic, but also, did we? They're also fucking around with the W core because this was found, which is Weil's
Can you imagine
biometal.
being born and someone going like, "Hey, little Timmy, we're gonna chop off that arm and give you a big hulking one so you can play baseball better"?
And I'd be like, okay,
No, you wouldn't.
well, I could play baseball better.
You were.
You ever seen Rookie of the Year? He pitches for the Cubs.
Yeah, I totally.
What if
seen
instead
that
of a
movie.
big arm, they just gave you a bat arm, though? And then you
And it spun around real fast?
Yeah, and all you could do
like
was
a
play
helicopter,
baseball.
but bats.
Like, nah, Timmy, that's what you do. You go out
And
there,
then
you
you
hit the
can fly
ball,
with it?
real far.
And I would be the pinch something or other.
Pinch hitter.
Well, no, it has to be a cool robot name.
You'd be Pitch Crackerjack or something like that.
Pinchy McCrackerjack.
Yeah, exactly.
Schlagenhammer Schlager.
And I can spin the bat really fast.
Yeah, you can spin it really fast and you can use it as a helicopter.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah,
Never touch the ground.
yeah. And you can hit balls far.
Weil's soul is in this metal. They find it, and then Albert sees it and like, this is powerful. This is some weird.
Albert.
This is some bad logic. He plans on using the core to unlock the door to a new evolution. So he needs to seek a special individual to properly utilize the Model W. So he creates like a shitload of copies of Model W, hides them around the world, and then there's like 26 other biometals, and they can fuse with like specific people or Reploids. So like you're the chosen one that gets this item, and that's your character. You play as either Vent or Ale, I believe is what it is. you can either be vent or ale, and otherwise the story's the same, but you were the one selected to get the X
Ale?
core. AILE. Ayla.
Oh, okay.
If you wanted to make it sound better.
Vent is a cool protagonist name.
And it's a new protagonist, so I like that you're playing as somebody new. But essentially what Albert's up to is he wants to have all of the 26 other biometals find their selected person and then have all of them fight each other to find out who is the best. They call them Mega Men, that if you can use them. They're like the new Mega Men. And he wants the best Mega Man to come to beat the other ones and then, I guess, fight him. And then he gets to use that Mega Man's body and fuse it with the Model W, which becomes an Ouroboros.
Okay.
You got it?
I mean, I actually kind of got that. It sounds like a more interesting plot than the Zero games.
I mean, it's very convoluted, but I think I'm following.
Yeah. And the two main bad Mega Men are Prometheus and Pandora. And the bad guy for ZX is the founder of Slither Incorporated, who solved the energy crisis. His name is Serpent. Surprisingly a bad guy.
Is he a serpent?
Yeah. Did you look?
No.
Damn.
I'm actually just really good at picking up on subtle cues.
That's a subtle cue. You're right. Developed by the same fucking people. There is animated cutscenes. I put down good. That's good.
Okay.
Another high difficulty level. You can switch between your human form or your X form or other forms using either the other screen, because it's a DS game, or you can go in the menu. But the GBA functionality, you can use the cartridges from 0, 3, or 4, put them into your DS, and this unlocks a hidden area with bosses from those games.
Oh shit, that's cool.
So that's okay.
That's actually rad. It
I like it when
rewards you for owning the other ones.
I like it when the DS did things like that.
No, I miss it.
Yeah. You can't just put a Wii U disc in the back of the Switch, though.
I had so many Pokemon.
So many. Is it possible to get your Pokemon from the original Pokemon Red all the way to...
No, not Red.
Where does it break apart?
Now actually you can. Because with the digital download, you can transfer your Pokemon from Pokemon Red and Blue to Pokemon Home.
Okay.
So you can literally just cross the entire span of generations.
Because you could trade like from Red to Gold and like maybe Gold to the next one. You'd have to do like...
You couldn't, at the time, you could not trade from Gold to Alpha and Ruby. Or I mean, Ruby and Sapphire. You could not trade between those.
Okay.
Then with the DS games, you could transfer everything up, and the rest is history.
You're not fighting Reploids or Mavericks. You're fighting Pseudoroids.
What?
Sure. I don't care. The 8 bosses, these names are just not as good. Highvolt the Raptoroid, Luvera the Abyssroid, Fistlio the Predatoroid.
Fistlio the Fisteroid.
I'm gonna fist you. I'm gonna make a fist out of you.
I'm gonna fist you.
That's the Frost Walrus. Or no, it's one of the water. The ice
I thought
guys.
you were doing the Cowardly Lion.
No, well, that's what the ice guy from Mega Man X.
Dorothy, I'm gonna
make a popsicle out of you. That's the way he talks. He was the best besides Grenade Man, I think.
Oh my god.
Purpril the Mandroid, Huracan the Wolveroid, Leganker the Gelroid, Flamole the Moleroid, and Protectos the Goroid.
Whoever came up with these names needs to be fired.
Yeah.
They lost the magic of the games that came before it.
Who invented Hercule Burblot and you let him go?
Urkel Burble.
I need to know how
It's
many.
Burble Herculot. Get it right. Show some respect, Dylan.
I need to know how many Anubises there are now. Why aren't they back?
I think it ended at 5.
That's sad.
Yep. Mega Man ZX happened. Between ZX and ZX Advent, a power vacuum is created and the tech rush begins. The Hunters Guild is a government-sanctioned syndicate that works for the good of mankind.
Wow.
The Raiders are a legal group that operates out of greed.
Uh-oh.
Prometheus and Pandora steal models H, L, F, and P and create 4 new Mega Man. Aeolus, Thetis, Atlas, and Surinach. Mega Man ZX Advent was released for the DS in Japan July 12th of 2007. It was developed by the same people. Gameplay. You play as either Gray or Ash. And this time they are separate protagonists. You will actually interact with the other one, depending on who you choose. Twice as many playable forms. This one is okay because you defeat a boss, and instead of getting their weapon, you just turn into the boss. You can just like turn into like super giant crocodile thing.
That's cool.
And they all have different gameplay things, like with stages to solve them. It's a little too obvious. It's like those kids' toys where the circle fits in the circle and the X fits into X. There's no thinking. It's just clearly the only thing you can use here is this one.
Oh, that's okay to game design in a lot of ways.
We're going to have one more beer here. This one is called Delilah Into the Darkness. This is
Another beautiful lady.
A dark cran raspberry sour, 12% ABV, made in Texas by Texans.
Holy shit.
Must have not, like, they don't even have power down there from what I hear. Somehow they made this, though.
Somehow
they've returned. Palpatine is back.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
I beat all 6 of these games.
I mean, congratulations.
I can say that the rest of my life. I can brag to people that I did it.
Well,
Are you guys jealous?
no.
Please, I need validation.
I'm very proud that you did it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would never. I mean, even we were talking about it earlier. We're like, oh, video games. What even are they?
Okay. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Oh, this one smells awesome.
Oh. That is a dark sour. That has like a more robust like stoutiness to it.
Ooh,
That's solid.
It's very nice.
like the nice chocolatey after finish.
Ooh.
And a beautiful
It's like almost
design.
syrupy. You get that?
Yeah.
Our 8 bosses. We have Buckfire, the Gixeleroid.
Wait, what?
And this is a controversial Native American character that speaks in like poorly written fake Native American dialogue.
And name one more time for me.
Buckfire, the Gixeleroid. Buckfire.
Fire.
I thought you said
The Gexceleroid.
We have Chrono.
Mega Man, I am here.
Yeah.
I am here for those blankets you promised.
Oh, God.
It's not far off. You didn't wipe diseases on these blankets, Mega Man.
I won't fall for this again.
They were trading viruses in the first one. I wouldn't put it past them.
Sigma was like, ooh, yeah. Chrono Force, the Ziphasuroid.
All right. I love that we're back on the names now. This is good.
Rospark, the Fluoroid.
That guy likes, he's a dentist.
He's a flower.
That sounds like a Chris Chan character.
He's a flower. Rospark. Volturon, the Condoroid. He plays a microwave guitar. He's like a lizard that jumps around and just shreds on the guitar that emits microwaves. It'll pop your popcorn, but you're getting cancer.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what he's up to.
Don't put metal in it.
Queen Bee, the Hymenopteroid.
Hymen?
Hymenopteroid. Hopatoroid.
Okay.
Bifrost, the Crocoroid. Hedge Shock, the Erinaceroid. And Argoyle and Ugoyle, the Schizoids.
Too many oids.
Too many oids again.
The crux of ZX Advent is the game of destiny, which is what Albert called the battle of all the Mega Men to see who will be the King Mega Man.
For the mega mist.
Whoever's the most mega.
Yeah. The Mega Man.
At some point, all of the Model
Man.
Ws that he has created merge into an Ouroboros, which is the ultimate biometal. And then your character, either Gray or Ash, fights him and wins.
Okay.
And the secret ending, if you've done all the work, reveals Master Thomas talking with Master Mikhail, because the Sage Trinity were the good guys before Albert showed his cards, but Master Thomas has all of the leftover bad guys around him. And he said, I disagreed with his methods, but not his goal. And then it's like, oh my God, I was so excited for the next one, but they never made it. So we'll never know what was happening.
This must not have sold well.
Not enough for them to make another one.
Yeah. It sounds like, I mean, the Force might have a bit too many trees in it. Got to make some walking paths.
They don't even know how to, like, they couldn't even put enough syllables together to make interesting names anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, once the name started slipping, my faith in the series started slipping.
Burble Herkalot.
It
just rolls off the tongue.
Burble Herkalot.
Burble Herkalot.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
You've changed me. Now I'm going to go play that.
You weren't sure, and now you know.
Yeah.
There are mini games in this one as well.
Yuck.
Most of them are horrible, but they do have one, Mega Man lowercase a, which is like this entire game done in the 8-bit original Mega Man style.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's awesome.
Really?
I didn't really play that much of it because I was tired as fuck of Mega Man. But I played enough to where I was like, this actually is good. And the only mini game on any of these 6 worth playing. Mega Man ZXC was codename for a third game that never came out, only mentioned once in passing. The Mega Man Zero/ZX Legacy Collection came out in 2020, and it added casual scenario mode and the save assist mode. A bunch of manga came out. Some people probably read it.
Some people probably did read it. I did not.
The end.
The end. I don't feel any better about my life after this.
No,
I
you don't feel affirmed?
rich. I don't feel richer in spirit or in knowledge. I just liked clowning on Tyler.
Well, my 2023 has now gotten off. I've set the bar very low for future days.
I mean,
you're fine.
I consider this an absolute win.
This is a good one. I honestly think it's so funny to hear this type of stuff because even when we got to like Castlevania, I listened back and just listening to us devolve was maybe like the funniest thing. And then they killed Dracula, and then I heard Brad go. It was just like,
someone brings them back.
The torture is worth it as long as we have something to say about it.
Yeah.
This one was difficult because conceptually it is all over the place.
Well, and Tyler last night, he's like, should I look up anything in these games? I said, no. I think it's best if you guys don't know fuck about it.
Yeah, it's much better because now we got the best explainer of what this is possible. So now we can go out into the world with this deep carnal knowledge.
Like I said, it's like a community college class. Like you get a nice lecture about the lore of Mega Man.
And Mega Man is one of the most beloved franchises. Like,
it is.
It is a big deal.
Well,
I'm surprised the Mega Man movie hasn't come out yet. That's going to be one of the next
man.
things for sure.
They tried to do a TV series.
Did Sam Raimi make Speed Racer?
No, that was the Wachowski siblings.
That was?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like that would have been their, if that movie would have sold, this would have been their next.
Honestly, Speed Racer slaps. So
Yeah, but it didn't
I've heard
do
it's
well.
very good.
It
It
very
didn't do
good.
well in the box office.
No, of
though.
course not.
But if that movie had done well, I could definitely see this being their next step.
Speed Racer is one of the most fun movies ever created.
But a lot of people, everyone knows about the original games, and a lot of people know about like the original Mega Man X, like 3 or 4 of them.
But
the later ones, no one's actually played.
No, the PS2 ones especially, no one touched those.
And anyone that did quickly turned them off because they're that bad. But I made myself play through them, and I don't know. It is interesting, and I think sometimes enlightening to see what happens with the franchise. I'm very excited to play Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear my hot take? I think Sonic, because I'm playing Witcher 3 and Sonic Frontiers at the same time, unequivocally, Sonic Frontiers is a better game than The Witcher 3.
He's not even fucking with you.
I'm not fucking with you. It's
right,
a better video game.
Well, I will never agree with that statement, even if Sonic Frontiers is fantastic, because The Witcher 3 is my favorite game of all time.
That game's got some massive change.
I am 2 hours into 2.5 hours into God of War Ragnarok, and I think it's a pretty bad video game. It is a
Tyler
We talked about this a little bit
kind of
last
breathed.
night.
He
It's-
breathed funny.
It's beautiful.
Like, oh, no.
It's beautifully, stunningly acted.
Yeah.
Gorgeously designed. And I'm sitting there for like 20 minutes, and then I have to just hit circle once, and then that's. And I'm not saying the story is. I like it, but then the gameplay. You just run forward. They say, "Hey, you should try throwing it at that geyser." I'm like, I probably would have tried if you hadn't told me. And then the combat is not great. It's fine. It's diverse enough, but the puzzles are all just fucking obvious. And
Yeah, there's not a hard puzzle in that game.
And they even explain it to you. Despite it being a fucking easy puzzle, they explain it to you. I just don't think the gameplay's good. I love everything about the story. It's brilliantly designed. It looks gorgeous. But the gameplay I just find to be completely lacking so far.
Well, we talked a bit about it. We talked about it a little bit last night, and I can't spoil it for you, but I have some very serious thoughts in retrospect looking at the end of the game. Because I've watched a few YouTube videos now, and I'm getting ready for New Game Plus, because I am going to play New Game Plus when they drop it.
Sure.
But it's definitely got some faults.
To me, I find it cheapening, lessening God of War 2018. Because now I'm looking back on that, I'm like, was that game even that good?
It really hurts your feelings. That's what happened with The Witcher 3. I was playing it, and I'm like, oh, I remember doing so many things in this game, and look how nice it looks. And I'm like, Geralt,
He's janky as fuck.
Can you move? If you're in a battle with a drowner and he's a little step up high above you, you're still not going to slash him.
Yeah.
You're not going to even touch him. And then he completely downs you, and because I'm playing on blood and broken bone.
Same.
And I'm just like, well, Geralt could actually slash his legs. What the hell's up with this? The combat is so bad in that game.
It's a janky game, but you also have to remember that game came out in what, 2013, 2014? 15?
Which you can forgive some things.
But that is still not that long ago enough for it to... There are games that I play where I automatically think this is going to age poorly. I did not expect The Witcher 3 to age like this.
That's half the reason that the first time I played The Witcher, I kind of fell off of it because it was janky back then, and it was glitchy when I got it.
Yeah, me too.
And then they patched it, and I went back. And then with some patience and a little bit more finesse, I got good at the controls. Mm-hmm. And once you get good at it,
once you understand it.
Yeah, I felt like a Witcher. I was taking on multiple enemies at one time, not taking any damage. You can get good at it. The one thing that annoys me is that in the Witcher 3 update, they changed the sign system and made a shortcut for it.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the names of these signs. I know the symbols. So when I would pause the game for that split second to pull up the wheel, I would look for the color and the symbol that I needed to cast. Yarden or whatever I was looking for. Now it just says them on the bottom. So you have to memorize the button inputs, and that puts you at a disadvantage in combat when you need it real fast.
Yeah, but the wheel is still the easiest access for me. That's all I would use. I do like the game, and I'm still kind of surprised at how kind of robust it is, but it's also a problem of the fact that it's an open world and it's an RPG. The quest layouts are so bad. The quests, once you get into them, are quite good, but you can just stumble upon a level 34 quest and then you'll have to wait forever to complete it. They should be parsing these out or giving you things on a map to be oh, okay, now you can do this.
I do like that you can run into enemies that even you would be oh shit, no, not now. This thing is going to be here. Ain't nobody killing it. I'm the only one capable, but I need to go train and do this and get better and come back. Shit like that I enjoy. The biggest thing about The Witcher is now that the game looks better, because they did do a lot on the graphic side of it to make it look really pretty.
They did. Yeah.
I get to enjoy the storylines again, and this time with so much more knowledge about Geralt and the Witcher universe, I am playing him to a T. The first time I played it, I didn't know anything about Geralt, so I made dumb decisions and I said stupid shit. Now, I am Henry Cavill up in that bitch. I am nailing the role.
No, Liam.
Get out.
Liam. It's Liam now.
It's Liam.
It is officially the lesser Hemsworth. That's what we're referring to.
Hi, I am Liam the Witcher. That's his famous catchphrase.
Miley Cyrus, I miss you.
I'm still enjoying God of War Ragnarok just because the story is interesting and the characters are fun. The dialogue's well written, and we won't spoil anything, but I'm enjoying it enough. But comparing it to another game that I've been thinking a lot about this last year, Elden Ring, that's just gameplay. Everything happens as gameplay.
Yeah,
and what do you want out of a video game? A Netflix series or something you're going to actually play?
And I got my PlayStation Wrapped, because I have the PlayStation app, and it'll give you your stats for the year. And my most played game by a large margin, not even close, was Elden Ring.
Sure.
Nothing was even within 70 hours of Elden Ring.
I'm sure Xbox has something like that. I just don't care.
But God of War Ragnarok, you're going to replay it. at least once, maybe twice. So you're probably going to get 60 hours out of that game.
Yeah.
Compared to, something like an Elden Ring or some other game where there is just value and there's so much content. I don't know. God of War Ragnarok, I'm excited to keep playing it. I definitely will. But so far, I've found myself picking up my phone because there's so many cutscenes, and that is a bad sign.
And if you play like me, are you playing it and looking at it like goopy goblin gamer brain is not going to like this on a replay, or like this game is an experience the first time, the second time is going to be a chore?
I would not on a replay watch the cutscenes again. I would skip them.
Yeah,
because when I'm replaying something, I'm generally, I already got the story once. How many movies have I seen one time and it's like, okay, I got it. I don't need to see it again. Mm-hmm. A lot of movies don't have replay value either, but Kratos is Kratos and Atreyu is Atreus. And I don't need to see those scenes again. I might watch some just because that scene with Thor in the opening section was very good. But otherwise, it's like I get it. I'd rather probably look at an art book and just soak in some of the design work that was made, because there is some brilliant, like, what they do with the world looks great. But nothing compares to Mega Man ZX Advent. When you finally figure out that the Sage Trinity has been betrayed by Albert, I would replay that. I'm watching that cutscene.
Every time.
Every time.
Dr. Wowie.
Dr. Wowie. Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Yeah, that's, of course, from Mega Man 8. Some of the worst voice acting, Tyler. You're not familiar with that.
Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, my God.
And Dr. Light has a speech impediment and might be drunk. And also they did one take. So there's a lot of times he doesn't say the right thing and they just keep the exit, the misspoken words in.
Yeah.
And then
they couldn't afford more than one take?
Video game voice acting didn't do more than one take often. And back in the day, it wasn't, who's the best voice actors? It's like, we have 5 people in the studio today. You are Grenade Man. And that person became a legend in my heart.
We love Grenade Man here. We stan Grenade Man.
Big fan.
Big fan. Okay, I'll look it up. I'll look up some Grenade Man stuff here. Yeah. But so Sonic Frontiers, fantastic gameplay.
It's really good. Sonic Frontiers is a huge surprise. So it has so much in common with Nier Automata. And I'm not even kidding.
That is amazing that you're saying that.
Yeah, there is the design elements of the world around you. Like everything is like these really awesome looking robots and shit. Like they don't look like Eggman robots or anything like that. And they're all on these realistic planes. And then you're just fucking goofy ass looking Sonic the Hedgehog. And you're just running around. You're skating on shit. You're flying around. The speed feels really good. The controls, especially after you upgrade them, because there's a whole skill tree and upgrade system. Everything just feels really cool. It's bombastic. I don't know. I haven't played a game. It's a bit of a collectathon too, which I love when it's
done right.
When you're getting something for collecting, which is everything is currency. Everything that you pick up is some type of currency. So you're actually going through the world and you're picking things up, and encourages you to explore every nook and cranny, every slide, every single jump, every loop-de-loop. It's great. And hidden between this open world, you have these shrines, like Zelda shrines, and you go into them and they're basically just 3D Sonic levels. And they just give it to you, and then you can do clear rates, and you get graded on them. And
I'm excited to play it.
It's really good.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Grenade Man is from Mega Man X1. He is a robot that takes pleasure in destroying things. The voice acting in Mega Man X is legendary. He famously says, "I'm Grenade Man. Say hello to my cute bombs." And he laughs. What really sealed the deal for us was this song that we found.
Say hello to my cute bomb. I'm Grenade Man. That's no good. I'm Grenade Man. That's no good. I'm Grenade Man. That's no good. That's no good. That's no good. Yeah.
voice changed. I'm Grenade Man.
And that's why I will play the other Mega Man games, looking for another Grenade Man, sadly finding Burble Hercolot. This has been Hair of the Dogcast. We are Raw Dogs. And if you want to play these games, you can check them out. They're online.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what to recommend. My brain is so shot right now. I don't know what to think.
If you're like me, you don't have to play them.
You
just learned. You have all the knowledge that you need.
You actually don't need to play them because I already played them for you.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, you can't brag about it then.
That is true. If you want to pick up the honeys at the bar, you need to beat this on not casual mode.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And take your Game Boy Advance out into the wild with you and show random women at bars.
And just point at it.
Yeah.
Just like, check this.
They'd be like, is that an S ranking on Blizzak Stagroth?
And you're like, yeah, baby, it is. And then right off into the sunset.
Where's my fainting chair?
If you want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/hairofthedogcast. There's tons of exclusive episodes, including our Kingdom Hearts lore dive, where we go off the deep end as well.
Honestly, that is one of the best things we've ever done.
It is a doozy. Lots of great content on there, exclusive bonus podcasts and after shows. Check it out. Special thanks to executive producers Ryan Christianick, Tyler Keller, Kip, the Killer Burble Hercolot, Brian Ward, and our newest executive producer, Jordan. Jordan Hoff. We'll call her Jordan Hoff.
That's actually what it is on there.
Yep. Yeah. And we are part of the Tokyo Beat Podcast Network. For more information, check out all their other shows. We don't have an official website quite yet. It's coming soon. There's a lot more information on that coming soon. So we're excited. If you have thoughts or opinions on the Mega Man series, we'd love to hear them. You can email us at hairthedogcast@gmail.com. Reach out on Twitter @HotDogcast. Or we're on Facebook as well and Instagram. And yeah, thanks for joining us for Mega Manuary. We'll be back next year for Mega Man Legends.
Oh my God.
And that's it though. We'll throw Battle Network in as well, but I'm not fucking with those games, I don't think.
They're fun.
They seem like they would be a lot more gameplay.
They're a lot.
If
they're
it's
RPGs.
If they're a 20-hour experience per game, I'm like, I do not have the time for that.
That's what they are.
If I could beat these games in casual scenario in about 2 hours, and that was fine.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I guess we don't have what it takes, guys. I apologize.
I'm excited to play Mega Man Legends. Those games, I remember playing them as a younger man and thinking they were very stupid.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I'm excited for that. And any last thoughts on Mega Man from you, Tyler?
Give us a real hot take.
A real hot take? All right. Shit. Fuck that pizza guy.
El Piso.
Fuck El Piso. Shouldn't have made him an elf thing.
Sure.
Should have just killed him.
To try and understand the thoughts of the Dark Elf, though, is tough.
It is tough, but he was a Nazi. That was the Nazi guy, right?
I don't know. Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week for Elf.